Joe V! Yeah, can you believe it is almost time for the holiday party once again?
Hey guys, no, the year has flown by.
Yeah, it really has. Hey, remember last year when instead of doing a newscast and we all had to work, you, my friend, did an hour-long special so we could all go to the party.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
You know what would also be fun? Is if he did another special this year.
Another special this year?
I don't know, I'm pretty busy. Besides, I wouldn't want to do the exact same thing all over again.
Oh, yeah, no, not the exact same thing. Maybe a different kind of special, right, Andy?
Yeah, that way we don't have to do a newscast and we can all go to the Christmas party.
Let me think about it. I'll come up with something.
It's the On the Go with Joe Way Too Early New Year's Countdown, hosted by Joe V, with special guests Tony Starlight, Kimberly Moss, Kevin Calabro, and many more. Now, live on tape from downtown Portland, here's Joe V.
Good evening, everybody. We are coming to you from the Export Lounge high above the beautiful Porter Hotel for my first ever Way Too Early New Year's Countdown. Tonight, we are counting down my most memorable Fox 12 moments of 2019. And when the countdown clock reaches 0, there won't be a big ball drop. No, that's when we'll be showing you my favorite story of the past year. Now, we have a lot of friends and special guests that will be joining us tonight. And there's only one man who can get this party started right. Please welcome from the Tony Starlight showroom, the one, the only, Tony Starlight. Hey, Tony.
Hey, Joe. Happy to be here. One little point of curiosity, though. Why are we taping a New Year's special the first week in December?
Well, Tony, you'll remember last year you and I worked together on an old-fashioned Andy Williams-style Christmas special. That was a lot of fun. But this year I wanted to do something different and pay tribute to another one of my television idols, the one, the only, Mr. Dick Clark. For decades, Dick would report high above Manhattan on New Year's Eve. He had guests, he had music. It was a lot of fun, a great tradition that I grew up on, and I always thought, how cool would it be to host a show just like that? Now, sadly, Dick is no longer with us, and they gave his job to Ryan Seacrest, you know, like he needs the work. Now, Seacrest has a New Year's special. Anderson Cooper has one. Steve Harvey, I think Carson Daly. So I said, heck with it. I'm going to start my own New Year's special, but unlike those guys, I'm going to do mine a full month ahead of schedule. Brilliant, right?
A month ahead of schedule. Joe, I got to give you credit. In the Portland spirit, you're a true trailblazer.
Well, thank you. Now, Tony, as you know, when you have a great big New Year's extravaganza like this, you got to kick things off with a big musical performance, and that's where you come in. So, Tony Starlight, are you ready?
Well, I'm ready, but Joe, I mean, honestly, we kind of assumed it was going to be another Christmas show. I mean, we have a Christmas Carol ready.
Okay, well, that's not exactly what I had in mind. Look, now, we've got you, the great Tony Starlight. We have the brilliant Bo Ayers on piano. Surely you two musical geniuses can maybe put your heads together, maybe just tweak that Christmas Carol a little bit so it would work for my New Year's countdown. What do you think?
You know, hang on a sec. I don't know. Do you know any New Year's songs? That isn't going to work. That just seems weird. Let's just flow with the Joe. I think we got you covered, Joe.
Awesome. Well then, ladies and gentlemen, with no further ado, here he is with a special New Year's performance, Mr. Tony Starlight.
We wish you a happy New Year. We wish you a happy New Year. We wish you a happy New Year. That's On the Go with Joe. He drives at high speeds and climbs to great heights. Got shot into pins, then picked up a strike.
You know, that's actually a funny story. I was covering the...
We wish you a happy New Year. We wish you a happy New Year. We wish you a happy New Year. That's On the Go with Joe. He paddled a pumpkin and lost a sword fight. boxed with a mascot who punched out his lights.
Okay, that's not exactly what happened.
We wish you a happy new year. We wish you a happy new year. We wish you a happy new year. That's on the go with Joe. He messed with a dog that chewed his rear end. Oh, that clip was great. Let's show it again.
Okay, time out. This is my New Year's.
You a happy new
Tony,
year. We wish
can he
you
hear
a
me
happy
right now?
new year. We wish
Did you invite
a
him?
happy
I didn't
new
invite him.
year. That's on the go with Joe.
Ah, that was a lot of fun. Nothing I enjoy more than being humiliated on my own show. Tony, thank you for that. Now that we have that out of the way, though, my friend, tell me a little bit about 2020. What are your big plans for the new year?
Well, Joe, as you know, every year I make a resolution. This year it's all about gratitude. I intend to make 2020 a year where I treat every day like it is a gift that I have given to the people of Earth. What about you, Joe?
Well, first off, a very admirable resolution, Tony, so kudos for that. I myself, not a big New Year's resolution guy. Every year I say I'm going to eat healthier, but my job pretty much makes that impossible, which actually brings us to our first story on my New Year's countdown, when I spent the day with a group of people who eat ice cream and cheese for a living. Watch this.
Hi, I'm Samantha Shepard, and I'm the sensory manager at Tillamook County Creamery Association. Hey, Joe, do my job.
You're the sensory manager.
Correct.
As far as I can tell, that means you and your team just eat cheese all day.
And ice cream. We decide, does it have the right texture? Does it have the right flavor profile to be aged? Does it need to be cut right away? So we really are the fortune tellers of that piece of cheese. We like to put people through a test before they join our team to make sure that they have acute senses. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have you taste and circle which one you think it is.
Okay, whether it's salty, sour, or bitter.
Correct.
I'm getting a little bitter on the back end. Maybe sour. That's salty, right?
Oh, maybe.
I'm gonna go with sour. That to me is a little more bitter. I feel like I'm taking the SATs. I haven't done sweet yet, so let's just try that one.
Yes, a yes, a yes, and a yes.
Whoa!
You're hired, Joe.
I got 5 out of 7.
You have 5 out of 7.
Now let's eat some cheese.
Now, almost. We gotta pull the plugs. We gotta do the hard work first. So these are our cheese blocks, 65 days old. So we're gonna go straight into the block. I'm gonna put my body into it, down, half turn, and a pull up. You're really gonna feel the cheese. You're gonna be one with the cheese.
Can you dig it?
And then go ahead and pull up.
Okay.
What does it smell like?
Smells like cheddar cheese.
Perfect. Now we grade, Joe.
And that's typically how this is work. You all kind of get together, you figure out you're on the same page.
Yes.
And then you all go off and individually judge.
Correct.
Okay.
So, what did we get for cheddar?
Cheddar 3.5.
Yeah.
Lactic acid?
2.5?
Yeah. And buttery. I'm getting a 3.
I was gonna say that, yeah, 3.
Nutty.
Not overwhelmingly nutty.
And creamy.
2.5, 3?
Yes, for sure. 2.5, 3.
So it's all hinging on me whether
Yep.
or not this batch is ready. It's a strong cheddar. Boy, I might go 4. I might go 4 on the cheddar on this one.
Yes.
I'm not kidding around. Lactic acid, 2. Buttery, it's very buttery. I'm gonna bump this up to a 3.5. Getting a little nuttiness.
Are you bumping the creamy up, Joe?
I think I might go with 3 on the creaminess. How much of your day is doing this stuff right here?
The first like 4 hours.
4 hours of.
First 3 hours.
You guys ever just go home and say, man, I'd go for a grilled cheese sandwich right now?
Yes.
Is that actually, that happens?
Yes.
So we get dessert too?
We get to taste ice cream every single day as part of this job. Let's have you cut. This is a machete. This is
Oh
ice cream
my,
machete.
an ice cream machete. Ooh, look at that. Daddy likes. You guys have an incredibly difficult job. No, they don't.
I gotta hand it to you, Joe. You really suffer for your art. Thank God you burn enough calories over the course of the year getting beat up by mascots and chewed by dogs.
Yes, thanks for the reminder, Tony. Now, against my better judgment, we are going to have you on again later in the show. But before then, we do want to let people know they have plenty of chances to see Tony Starlight live this holiday season.
That's right. We're in our 13th season of It's a Tony Starlight Christmas right here at our showroom. Whole series of shows culminating at a big show at Revolution Hall Monday, December 23rd. I'll have a bigger band and guest artists, so that's going to be fun. Then we have New Year's Eve right here. And then in the new year, in addition to our Elton John, Neil Diamond, and Frank Sinatra shows, we're adding a new show. It's a Singin' Cowboys show. I'm so excited about it. Find out about all of it at TonyStarlight.com.
Thanks, Tony. And since he mentioned it, let's show you this clip of when I met a very, well, somewhat friendly dog at the Multnomah County Fair in this 2019 flashback. What are we going to show here?
Well, we can show what it is like to get bit by a trigger if you'd like here.
And we want to make sure that you get your eye. Hey, I'm talking to you. Look at this. Hey. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa,
Oh my goodness.
whoa.
Joe, don't
Okay, we're all
taunt the
friends.
dog.
So am I
First
gonna,
lesson.
you give me a little running start here?
Yeah, if you want, go for it.
A little running start. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go.
Put your arm out. Oh my gosh. Fetal position.
Whoa.
There you go.
Good girl.
And he takes off with your arm. I love it. Look what I have, Dad. Look what I have.
Stick around because after the break, we take you to a galaxy far, far away. It's the On the Go with Joe, way too early New Year's countdown. Welcome back to the On the Go with Joe. Way too early New Year's countdown. Left our comfy perch on the Porter Hotel to bring you the street level view. Ma'am, are you excited for a brand new year? And are you excited to be on my New Year's countdown?
I guess so.
There you go. You can feel the excitement in the air, ladies and gentlemen. It is that kind of an event here. Now, you don't need to be on a New Year's countdown to feel the thrill of a lifetime like that lady obviously is. I got the thrill of a lifetime when I got to cover the opening of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland. I got to see all sorts of unique creatures, droids, even met Harrison Ford. Okay, I didn't actually get to meet him, but I saw him. I mean, we were pretty close and we almost made eye contact, so there's that. And on top of that, I even got to sit in his seat when I drove the fastest hunk of junk in the galaxy. Check this out. Oh my goodness, I'm coming to you from inside the Millennium Falcon. I need a minute. With Imagineer Scott Malwitz. Scott, I've waited 40 years for this moment to sit at a holochess board with you. Tell me how you brought the Millennium Falcon to life for Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run.
Like you say, it's been over 40 years of people wanting to be in this space, wanting to get in the Falcon, and wanting to get behind the controls, wanting to live their own Star Wars adventure. So we're super excited to be able to do it today.
Tell me about this area here. This is something the guests get to see, right?
Oh yeah, this is before everyone knows who knows Star Wars, that it's down that hall and to the left is where the cabin is, right? And down that hall and to the right is the ladder where the guns are, right? Where Han and Luke were like giving thumbs up to each other. You are in the ship. You are experiencing the ship. This is the circular hall that's in the middle of the hull. And here we are in the famous engineering center. We've got the med bay over here where all of our heroes have been patched up over the years. You're here.
My heart is pounding. My heart is pounding. So what happens when we actually get behind the controls of the Falcon?
Well, you're going to need a great crew. You're going to need a pilot and a co-pilot, right? And you're going to need some engineers and you need some gunners.
Everyone's got a job.
Oh, no, because you got to keep this. This is not a very stable ship. I mean, this thing it's dicey, you know? And so the engineers are going to try to keep you afloat if you sustain some damage, and your gunners are going to watch your tail. Matter of fact,
What's that?
I said the ship's not entirely stable.
Yeah.
I think we got a problem with the electrical system over there.
Okay, gosh darn it. R2! R2! Get on it!
I think that might want to work. I think that'll work. Yeah, let's see if that does it. Yeah.
Save the day. You know what?
Back up and running. I think we're good.
I think I'm ready to fly.
I think you are.
Right, pilot, push the flashing button to take off.
Right there.
Right and left. I was just about to say that.
Oh
Pilot
my.
on the right. Pull back
Oh, wow.
on the stick to fly up.
Oh wow.
Push forward to fly out.
Oh my.
Only
Oh jeez. Ah, my bad, my bad.
Down. Right?
It's my first day. Down.
No, it's okay. Either way.
Ah.
Up. There you go. Up. There you go.
Oh wow.
Good job.
hit the booster.
Booster. Here we go.
Booster.
I got it.
Now let's go get that coaxial. Right, pilot.
Ready?
Make the jump to light,
Light
speed.
speed. Ready?
Light speed. Here we go. Hold on tight. Woohoo!
Whoa, here we go.
Shoot,
Shoot.
keep shooting.
Shoot.
Shoot faster.
Keep shooting.
Good job, good job.
Hit the boosters. Oh,
No, light speed.
let's go. Well, that was a lot of fun, and let me tell you, you don't have to travel to outer space to meet some very unique characters throughout the year here in Portland and throughout Oregon. I've met all sorts of unique folks from all walks of life, some very colorful people to say the very... Oh, you're kidding me. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us once again uninvited on my New Year's countdown from the Hillsboro Hops, Barley the Hop. Barley, I guess I'm glad to see you, but let me ask you, what are you doing here? I know you and I, yes, we have a tradition for several years now. Barley and I have done a little race on opening day at the Hillsboro Hop Stadium, but we didn't do that this year. I didn't cover opening day, so what are you doing here on my New Year's countdown? Boxing? Oh, but no. No, we're not. No, we're not showing the boxing clip. No, I'm sorry. We're not. Okay, look, if I play the clip, will you go away? Will you let me do my show? Okay, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, watch this clip. This is when I was covering a unique boxing exhibition at Portland's Cinco de Mayo celebration. This is James Franco, and these are members of the Rip City Boxing Club. Tell us about the boxing that'll be going on right literally underneath the bridge.
Yeah, we're going to have 2 days filled with boxing. Saturday and Sunday, it's going to start at 1 p.m. We have a 4-person bracket format where you're going to have the semifinals will be on Saturday afternoon and the finals will be on Sunday for a championship belt.
Now tell me a little bit about the club and the Rip City Boxing Club. You said you have kids start as young as 8 years old and then they continue on.
Yeah, we're a nonprofit youth boxing program based out of North Portland at the Moore Street Salvation Army.
Okay.
We're there Monday through Friday. Have youth from 8 to 21 years old come in 2 hours a day. Try to keep the kids off the streets, a safe environment.
I love it. Now I'm gonna go in here and mix it up a little bit. All right, so what are we doing here? A little combination, little jab, cross? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I just gotta count to 3? All right. Is that all right? All right, yeah, come on. What you got? Whoa, whoa, okay. Look at that, huh? Woo! Rumble, young man, rumble. Ah! Okay, man, I think, James, you know what, man? I need an opponent. Who wants some? Does anybody want a piece of this, huh?
How about that guy?
What guy?
That guy.
That guy over there.
Whoa! Get out of here. No, you serious?
Come on.
All right.
Touch gloves.
Hey, the Cinco de Mayo Festival getting underway today, 11 o'clock. It runs through Sunday. There's always a lot more info at kptv.com. All right, guys, let's get in. Come on. What you got, man? What you got? What you got? Oh, geez. Oh, stop. Oh, go. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. No mas. No mas. No mas.
Oh, Joe.
What just happened? Oh boy. Okay, well, yes, I'm glad you enjoyed that, Barley. Thank you so much once again for inviting yourself to my New Year's countdown. Do appreciate it. And the words of Apollo Creed, ain't gonna be no rematch. Thank you, my friend. After that, I could use a friendly face, and coming up, we're gonna have one. Kimberly Moss joins the fun on the On the Go with Joe, way too early New Year's countdown. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are counting down my favorite moments of 2019, and right now we've got a very special guest. She's my friend, my co-worker from Fox 12 Oregon, Good Day Oregon, Kimberly Moss. Kimberly, welcome to the On the Go with Joe, way too early New Year's countdown.
Hi, Joe. It's so fun to be here. This is great.
Well, Kim, one of my absolute favorite things that I get to do on Good Day Oregon is team up with you for our Fox 12 Surprise Squad, where we go all over the area doing cool things for cool people. What are some of your favorite Surprise Squad stories from the past year?
Joe, I love this segment so much because we are truly doing just that. We're surprising people, and these people have no idea that we are coming to give something to them and really make their day or even just change their life. One of my favorite segments was when we helped the band at Jules School. They were going to competition and they didn't all have the same matching shoes. So we swooped in during one of their practices and we got matching shoes for the entire group. It was so special. They were just blown away.
Yeah, you know, one of my favorite stories is one that we did together on the 4th of July. You remember that one?
I do, and these are some of my favorite Surprise Squad segments as well, when we just show up maybe at a gas station or a grocery store and we buy things when people are coming through the line. And this was so great because we met a lot of veterans this day, people who have served our country, and we're able to give back to them after they gave so much to us.
Absolutely. Now watch this and you'll see that we were surprised to meet a number of true heroes, including one man who served 75 years ago at one of the most important battles in U.S. history. Oh, okay, that's our signal. Let's go, let's go.
So what you got today? Just the usual stuff?
Hi, my name is Joe. I'm with the Fox 12 Surprise Squad. If it's okay, we would like to pay for your groceries today.
Okay, that's kind of weird.
Kind of weird? I'm not sure if that's the word you're looking for here.
Happened before.
Hi, sir. I'm Kimberly. I'm with Fox 12. We are happy to buy your groceries for you today.
Well, that's amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, it does help a lot.
It says here, U.S. Air Force.
Yes, sir.
You're a veteran?
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you for your service. So what we'd like to do, as a little thank you, we'd like to help pay for your groceries today. How does that sound?
That sounds great. Thank you.
You're a Vietnam veteran?
Yes, sir.
In the Air Force?
Yes.
Okay, so what does service mean to you? Because we're hoping that we can serve people and help people. What does service mean to you, sir?
Service is to provide support for what we believe in our Constitution, and my contribution was to serve.
We feel it's a good time to thank all the people that serve, so thank you. And we're glad that we can help you out in this little way.
Well, thank you. The 4th of July is going to be our 49th anniversary.
Well, consider this an early anniversary present, 4th of July present, and just a great big thank you, okay?
Thank you, sir. And Kelly, thank you. Les Schwab rocks.
We see that you're unloading your groceries here, and we would like to buy what you're buying today. We'd like to buy it for you.
Well, it puts a delightful glow onto the day.
Is your husband at home?
He's out in the car waiting to help unload the groceries.
Well, let's get you checked out here. We're going to have Cliff here from Les Schwab deliver the groceries to your car.
Sure.
Is that him in the car right here?
Yes, it is. He served in the Navy in Korea. He's probably asleep. You aren't going to believe this.
We ambushed your wife in the grocery store, and we would like to let you know that we bought your groceries for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I found out later, sir, that you are a veteran.
Yes, that's right.
Well, we want to thank you for your service.
Well, thank you. It was a lot of good memories.
It's a good way to start the day.
Absolutely.
My name's Joe. I'm with the Fox 12 Surprise Squad. This is Kelly with Les Schwab Tires. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this little card right here, and I'm going to pay for your groceries today, if that's okay.
It's fine with me. Thank you.
Now, when's the last time you had a complete stranger show up and pay for all your groceries for you? Has it been a while?
It has been a while, yes. And I've been living for quite a while.
You are a World War II veteran.
D-Day, Omaha Beach.
That was 75 years ago.
That's right. And you, Fox 12, interviewed me at Oregon Historical Society on D-Day.
You served during D-Day?
Yeah, actually, I served on what they call an LCI, that's Landing Craft Infantry. We dropped the infantry on the beach at Omaha Beach. We have ramps on each side of our ship, and 100 run off one side, 100 on the other side, right on the beach at Omaha Beach.
Unbelievable.
I was a radio man.
This is a tricky question. You don't look like you could have served at Normandy.
Well, I was 18.
I'm not going to do the math, but you look great for whatever that number is.
I feel great, and I thank God for it.
Well, I really, really appreciate all your service. This is so incredible meeting you. I'm happy that we can help out in any way, sir. Okay. Here, we'll just walk out to your car. Do you mind?
I walk up here probably every day because I take a walk. I walk for a mile or two every day.
Good for you.
And in my walk, I pick up groceries.
Wow. Okay. If you can be there when they storm the beaches of Normandy, I guess a little walk down the sidewalk is nothing.
Not at all. Not at all. No, this is a pleasure for me to do it every day.
Wow. It's our pleasure to meet you. This is incredible. Can you believe this?
No, not at all.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Can you believe what we just saw?
Not at all. It was impressive and inspiring.
I was literally shaking when I met that man, if you couldn't tell. And Kim, we want to reiterate, we had no idea that we were going to meet those people. That wasn't set up. No idea we'd meet any of those people that day.
We had no clue. It was really amazing to me how many people had come through the line who have served our country, and it was really special. It made being part of the surprise squad all the better that day.
Well, Kim, I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. You know, folks, Kim and I have worked together now for 13 years. There's only one woman who has put up with me for that long, and that's my wife, and we've only been married 14 years. It was a great 2019, and can't wait to see you again and work with you again in 2020.
So great. Me too, Joe. It's been fun.
Now, before we go to break, I want to show you a moment on Good Day Oregon where I got to show my artistic side. It's a man, a brush, and a fro in this 2019 flashback.
Every tree needs a friend, so I'm going to go to mine. Just tap down.
You just bring a little line down here.
There you go, just like that.
Use a fan brush. And it's important that you talk in a very calm and deliberate manner when you're painting like Bob Ross. And then we start with a little dot up here.
Start with the dot up on top.
Just a teeny little
That's
dot,
right.
just a little dab of paint like that. And then something a little bit bigger. And then you just kind of dance the brush on down. Look at that.
There we
And
go.
next thing you know, you've got a happy little tree that's just coming to life. And you can imagine, you know, some squirrels, some chipmunks having fun in the trees, maybe gathering acorns, that sort of thing. And look at that.
In their homes.
We've got a happy little tree. And it doesn't
Good
get
job.
much happier than that.
That's very
Should
happy.
I stop talking like this right about now?
I think
My producers asked me to stop talking like this. Kim and Shauna, as we wrap up here, we want to take a look at this majestic mountain, these beautiful little trees, and just remind you that in art, there are no mistakes, just happy little accidents.
Stick around, because after the break, he's the voice of the Portland Trail Blazers. Kevin Calabro joins the On the Go with Joe Way Too Early New Year's Countdown. And welcome back, everybody. We're back in the Expo Lounge now, high atop the Porter Hotel, where we're going to introduce a very special guest coming to us from backstage at the Moda Center, getting ready for a big game. He is the voice of the Portland Trail Blazers, Mr. Kevin Calabro. Kevin, welcome to my Way Too Early New Year's Countdown.
Thank you, Joe. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and the best of the season to you, man.
Yeah, and you know, speaking of seasons, I know you're covering the current season for the Blazers, but I want to go back to earlier this year because I think Rip City will always remember 2019 as the year when the Blazers returned to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in 19 years.
Well, it's always great to get into the playoffs, first and foremost. It's tough to win NBA games, Joe, as you know, and to win 53 games as they did a year ago. Defeat a very good Oklahoma City team in dramatic fashion with Damian Lillard scoring that three-point shot, walking off the court in Game 5, scoring 50 points. I mean, you couldn't have diagrammed that any better. And then to win on the road against the Denver Nuggets in a thrilling Game 7. And then obviously the Warriors were tuned up and ready to go, but the Blazers played very well, I think, in that 4-game series, which gave everybody a great deal of optimism heading into the season.
Okay, Kevin, now let's get to the real reason I invited you here tonight. This year, you and I appeared together on a project that had nothing to do with basketball, nothing to do with the news. Tell the folks about it.
Well, it was called Documentary Now, produced by Bill Hader and Fred Armisen. And of course, we never saw either one of them. Fred had a trailer on site at a local bowling alley over in Vancouver. And why they picked you and I have no idea, because our skills are practically nil when it comes to act. I know I speak for you, Joe, when I say neither one of us are very good at acting. Although we got a great education that day. It was terrific.
The road to the championship.
And it won't be an easy road for these bowlers who have arrived from all over the country.
It was about a bowling tournament set in 2003. And beyond that, I couldn't really tell you what it was about. It was one of the wildest things I think I've been a part of. I know you and I were very nervous about our scenes because we had to do scenes in front of a very big audience. I mean, there must have been 100 extras in there that filled in as playing the part of a gallery watching, I guess that's what you call it in a bowling tournament, a gallery, the fans in the stands watching the bowling tournament. And they were all there, and we're giving lines before them. And we're actually doing this with real live actors. At one point, I'm doing it with a guy that played Dexter. What's his name, Michael C. Hall? I'm looking at Dexter. I'm thinking, this guy's he plays a psycho on TV, and I'm doing a line with it. It was the best.
Yeah, it was an awesome experience. Now, Kevin, while I have you here, through the years on Good Day Oregon, I've spent many mornings at the Moda Center with the Trailblazers. Sometimes it's for the season opener, sometimes it's during the playoffs. And on every visit, they have me do some sort of silly game where I embarrass myself on live television. So I thought, while we have you here, it would be fun to have those highlights called by the one and only Kevin Calabro. Are you game?
Well, I think so. I think you brought me here for this only, really. The whole pretense of, asking about the season and the TV show, it all comes down to you and your highlights. But okay, Joe, I'll play along.
Okay, now, our first highlight is from earlier this year. It's a segment that combined bowling and basketball. Kevin, take it away.
All right, Joe's in his favorite position, which is sitting down, being relaxed. Blaze, as you can see, is going to pull him back against the tension on the straps. And our two young attendants here are going to throw him into the kingpin. And you see there a perfect strike as Joe goes low and then and checks to make sure he doesn't have any cranial damage. They want him to just stay down on the mat for the time being, as our doctors now will come out. Joe, that wasn't a very graceful landing, by the way.
No, it was not, and neither is this next one, although I'm told it is a real crowd pleaser. This is when I played a game of battle ball with a very strong member of the Blazers stunt team. Here on the call, Kevin Calabro.
What you have to do, what you have to remember here in the bubble ball is you got to keep your feet. All right, let's see what he does here. Here comes Bubble Boy, and what does he do? Pow! Leaves his feet, and this is what happens. He gets knocked into a prone position, probably going every bit of 5 miles an hour. You can hurt yourself at 5 miles an hour. And Joe's a testament to that. Look at this.
Okay, well, this last highlight is where I redeem myself. It's a spot that I did with the Blazers slam dunk team. And Kevin, I want this one delivered in that classic special Calabro style.
Oh, you do you? Okay, well, we'll just see if it warrants the special style. Let's just check this out. All right, here he comes. He's going to leave from back court, which ought to be interesting. He's going to run, which means it could be hamstring damage. Here's a great launch on the magic carpet with 2 hands, baby. Throwing it down clean.
Boom goes the dynamite!
And taunting the audience. With 2 hands, grabs the rim to help arrest himself. Perfect landing, sticks the landing, and no knee damage. That's what's most important. Brain damage, I'm not sure.
Well, hey, what's a little brain damage between friends, right? Hey, Kevin, I want to thank you for coming on tonight. I know this is a New Year's special, but I got to say, having you call the highlights of my slam dunk was the greatest Christmas present I could have ever asked for.
Well, Joe, I know you never get that pony you wanted, so here it is, my gift to you.
Thanks again, Kevin Calabro, everyone, and stick around because after the break, we are breaking out the big guns for the On the Go with Joe Way Too Early New Year's Countdown. Welcome back to the On the Go with Joe Way Too Early New Year's Countdown, and right now we want to check back in with our friend Tony Starlight. Tony, how you holding up?
I'm doing just beautiful.
We've had a lot of fun tonight, mostly at my expense, but right now I want to pause the jokes to talk about a special event, one that I've covered and that's near and dear to your heart.
Yeah, Joe, you know, the last 11 years it's been my honor to be the MC of the Veterans Day Parade that takes place on Sandy Boulevard in Northeast Portland. And then after that, we put on a musical review for the community. I work with members of the 204th Army Band. It's a great chance to get the community together, and it's an opportunity for those like myself that didn't serve to just really make a big thank you to the veterans in our community. And I'm so proud to be associated with that because I stand on the shoulders of our veterans.
Yeah, we all do. And you know, this reminds me of a very special story I did earlier this year about a local veteran and how he helps his fellow vets. Watch this.
Basically, what I love is getting other guys out on the water. I mean, it's not windy, it's not raining, it's going to be a good day.
An early morning on the Willamette River, and Dave Othis is ready to reel them in.
5 years of doing these trips, I've only been skunked twice, so we should be able to catch some fish.
An 8-year Army veteran, Dave donates his time, his talent, and his boat every week, giving free fishing tours to his fellow vets like Randy Montgomery. You were in the Navy?
I was.
You trust an Army guy driving a boat?
Yeah, he does pretty good. He's not so bad.
A lifelong outdoorsman, Dave started work as an electrician when he left the Army back in 2010, but he says something was missing. the camaraderie and sometimes unspoken bond that he shared with his fellow servicemen and women.
I had a really hard time transitioning out of the military. Spent a lot of time on the boat. I didn't want to be around other people. Having the opportunity to have veterans out on my boat, I thought was really fun. So it's like, hey, why don't you, do you want to come salmon fishing for a day? You know, I'm not going to charge you anything, like just come on out. Real.
He started the tours on his own and in the last year partnered with a nonprofit called Warfighter Outfitters that offers different outdoor activities, all veteran getaways, for people like Frank Mosca.
When you come back from the desert, the one thing that you kind of miss when you transfer into civilian life is having the close relationships that you have over there.
Having an all-veteran boat, you can have conversations that you can't have with non-vets on the boat. Yeah. The Army guy makes fun of the Navy guy, and the Navy guy makes fun of the Coast Guard guy, and everybody feeds the Marine crayons. Yeah.
And of course, it's not just about the conversation, but the casting and catching. Frank and Randy are just two of the vets that have done very well on Dave's tours. As for today, Randy hooked a big sturgeon and was doing good until the line snapped.
Oh, broke.
As for Frank,
he's over here.
He spent several minutes wrestling a fish of his own. Now, because of the time and location, regulations don't allow him to take this sturgeon out of the water.
Go.
But he brought it close enough for us to get a good look.
Oh, I see something. Woo, look at that.
And a good soak.
There it goes. How'd that feel?
We're good.
Warfighter Outfitters is a 100% volunteer organization all run by veterans like Dave. They've provided tours to thousands of vets, and they hope to help thousands more.
Sometimes it's hard for veterans to reach out. We don't like to ask for help sometimes, and we get comfortable in our ways, whether it's sitting at home or whatever it is, but this is worth it. You get outside, you get to do something you've either done before or haven't done, and meet some new people, and I don't know, it's fun.
So no matter your branch or your rank, around here, you're all in the same boat. And with Dave's help, you just may be able to reel in a great big fish along with a little piece of mind.
Something about being on the water gives you a recharge that you can't get doing anything else. I just love it.
That's a great story, Joe, and that's been my experience working with veterans, that they just care so much for one another. It's great that you highlighted that. I also noticed you left off the part where you fell into the water, but whatever, that's fine, you're the boss. I want to thank you for including me again in your special, Joe.
Always enjoy you joining the fun, Tony, even when you're making fun of me. And I want to let you folks know there is still plenty of time to see Tony Starlight this holiday season and into the new year.
Absolutely. I want to see you right here at Tony Starlight's showroom, Portland's premier dinner and show experience. TonyStarlight.com, where you get your tickets.
Thanks, Tony. And before we head to break, I wanted to share another very loud tribute to our troops when I fired an actual howitzer on Armed Forces Day in this 2019 flashback.
So this is the M119er Alpha 3. This is the latest and greatest 105 millimeter howitzer, and it is used for shooting ground-to-ground indirect fires, and it can reach out to ranges beyond 10 kilometers.
All right, the time is here. Guys, I'm gonna take this out because I have to put my earplugs in. This is gonna get very loud very quickly. So I've got this gentleman here. He's gonna basically tell me when to go. So I'm ready, sir, on your cue.
Ready? Stand by. Go put your hand up there, Joe.
Okay.
Fire!
Whoa!
What? Oh my gosh.
One more?
For you. Go
I think I already lost a filling. Are you kidding me? All right.
Fire!
Woo!
Oh,
let's send it back to you in the studio.
Crazy.
Stick around because our countdown is almost over. Up next, it's my favorite story from 2019 when we return to the On the Go with Joe Way Too Early New Year's Countdown. Welcome back to the On the Go with Joe Way Too Early New Year's Countdown. We've almost reached the moment of truth, my favorite story of 2019. Now, there were a lot of incredible stories, incredible moments from the past year that almost made the cut. We can't show them all to you in their entirety, not enough time. But folks, that's why we have musical montages. Check this out. 1, 2, 3, go!
Bullseye.
Hit the flow. Take it to the flow. Let's go. Oh! Dad! Dad! Hey, whoa! Get me away from me. What do you want from me? Ready, aim. Look at that! Man, what a day it's been. Let's send it back to these people. Oh my God! Well, you know, it'd be hard to top a Sasquatch sighting, but somehow we did it with this story that you're about to see. Now, I thought it was going to be just a regular run-of-the-mill story profiling a local business leader. I'm talking about the owner of Bob's Red Mill, who turned 90 this year. I was invited out to their corporate headquarters to interview the man. I thought it was going to be a routine story. There was nothing routine about it. I met him, he took me all over that facility, introduced me to everybody, and shared a story that made me laugh, almost made me cry, and made me smile a lot. So here it is, my favorite story of 2019.
There's nothing in this office that hasn't got some significance in my life. My children with their airplanes, travels with my wife. I love being in the basic, fundamental part of life.
He's past the age when most men retire.
To your good health, Bob Moore.
But in some ways, Bob Moore is just getting started.
Hey, Janelle, how are you?
We stopped by the Milwaukee offices of Bob's Red Mill a few days before his 90th birthday. Tell me about this right here. This is 1929.
Yeah.
And when you go on a tour with this company's namesake,
Come on, let's go this way.
just try to keep up.
Plant operations, Bill. Anything that needs to be run, he runs.
Because you will meet everybody
And safety, right there. Megan.
and learn about everything.
Our social media.
Hi. So you didn't have that when you started. The start point for Bob's Red Mill was almost 50 years ago. A father of three, Bob made a good living selling tires when he read this book about a man who inherited an old mill.
And he says that when he started making his whole wheat flour, the public beat a path to his door. God, I thought, you know, if I could get some millstones, the public might beat a path to my door.
That's what happened. Bob and his wife found some old equipment from a shuttered mill in North Carolina, and that started a small business that grew and grew.
Opened up a whole new world for me.
Where today Bob's image is on hundreds of products sold in more than 80 countries. Do the pose.
Oh, okay, there we are.
As you can see, Bob is still a very active company president. He can tell you about every element of the Red Mill, from machinery
We have about 25 mills running.
to marketing.
This is the creative team. Let's walk in here.
What are they creating?
I don't know.
Bob says he gets up at 6 every morning, has a bowl of oatmeal for breakfast, then he gets to work. For the most part, it's the same schedule he has kept for decades, and Bob says, in one very personal way, his work is more important than ever.
My lovely wife, Charlie, who started this business with me and my heart and soul, died about 5 months ago, and I miss her terrible. Staying busy is very important to me. You're nobody till somebody loves you.
So most days you can find Bob at the piano with his assistant Nancy, greeting tour groups and signing books.
For Dylan.
And if you pay attention, there's one lyric in this song that really sums up Bob's business philosophy.
But gold won't bring you happiness when you're growing old.
You see, 9 years ago, on this very day, Bob changed the whole structure of his company.
To share the company with my employees, and all my employees are part owners in the company through an ESOP, employee stock ownership plan. I very, very quickly will be passing on my last vestige of ownership into the ESOP so that we can continue to give portions of the company to the employees. Hi Nell.
And forget about age. When you spend the day with Bob Moore, you get the feeling that this is one man who will be around for a long time. And with his final investment, that small business that he built with his family will be around even longer. So does that mean you're retiring then?
No, I'm not. They'd have to kick me out. You're nobody till somebody loves you. So find yourself somebody to love. There.
What a guy, what a story, and what a year. Folks, I want to thank everyone who made my New Year's Countdown possible tonight. Thanks to my friends, thanks to the Porter Hotel, and most of all, thank you for an incredible 2019. May you all have a Merry Christmas, a happy holiday, and a very happy 2020. We'll see you then. Good night, everybody.